onboard air, CO2 tanks, air pumps at gas stations, whatever it is, you need something that will allow you to fill up your tires after a long day of off-roading. But sometimes you don't have that luxury, and you end up having to use a bike pump like me. Don't use a bike pump. Watch this episode of Overland at home and learn how to make a custom CO2 tank or ARB onboard air setup. It's going to take a while. On this episode of Overland at Home, we're going to cover everything you need for airing up and airing down your tires off-road. Everything from a 12-volt cheap inflator that you can use, plug in your cigarette lighter. We're going to show you how to build this. It's a DIY 10-pound CO2 setup. We've got a heavy-duty handle, 150 PSI regulator, and quick disconnect air hose. The most durable option we have for you guys is the single cylinder ARB onboard air setup. Our good friends over there sent us this. Can't wait to get this inside the 2015 4Runner. We've got all of the accessories we'll need to use our air setups. We're gonna put them all into the R60 rut case, a new product from Pelican. Let's get going, let's start assembling. Now what we want to show you is how to assemble and create your own CO2 off-road instant air kit. This is a 10-pound CO2 tank, powder-coated black, with a standard CO2 valve up top. If you want to go even more DIY, you can actually go to a CO2 or a local gas shop and they will give you a used canister for close to 40 to 50 bucks. We've got a pretty cool 10-pound mount. This thing is powder-coated black as well. You don't have to use this, guys. You can use some rubber quick fist clamps. We just like this for how sturdy and reliable that's gonna be. Now let's talk about our 150 PSI regulator. The PSI coming out of this is intense. I think this is rated for 1800 PSI. We need to get that down to a more usable pressure for our tires. We've added a 45-degree adapter, then a quick disconnect for our air hose. These are designed to be attached without Teflon. So we're just gonna do a quarter turn, tighten right there. Let's add our heavy duty handle. Now you could add some Loctite into the threads here because this thing is gonna be rattling around off-road. We want this thing to be perfectly in line with our regulator. We're doing a little test here, opening it up. No leaks, that's a good sign. It really is that simple, guys. Here is our 200 PSI coiled air tube. What we're gonna do is we've already added Teflon tape. Take the male end of our quick disconnect. You wanna get that as tight as it can go. Go ahead and add the female end here. Now we'll take our CO2 tank, connect it right there. The system is now pressurized. We take our ARB digital gauge, plug it right into the system, and that's it, guys. We have fully pressurized system, perfect for airing everything up. We're ready to mount our custom air bracket. Now, I know this looks professionally done, but it's actually done by me, professional amateur, with the Miller 220. We got metal from Home Depot, some flat stock, some plate, used cardboard to make quick templates. Right here is where we're gonna mount it. We found two holes right here that were already threaded in the side of the car. So our pump will go right there. It clears everything out perfectly. Let's go paint it and see how it works. So we've got our custom welded bracket that we showed you guys how to create earlier. We've mounted the pump itself to that bracket. We've taken the 12-volt power and run it all the way to our main starting battery. And then we've added the quick disconnect chuck. That allows us to quickly add an air hose and inflate our tires on the trail. It's often said that the cheapest mod you can do for off-roading is just airing down your tires, and it's so true, guys. With our tires here on the 4Runner, we've got some trail grapplers. We always bring these down to about 12 PSI. That's a good rule of thumb for you for off-roading. If you have beadlocks, you can go way lower. If you want to explore and test it on your end, you could start at 20, go down to 15, and then ultimately try 12. Just see how the ride varies. And of course, the lower you go, the more inflating you have to do on the back end when you get off the trail, which is the whole reason we did this episode. We are out here ready to do the final test. Which air setup will work best for your rig? We've got the crappy 12-volt pump you can grab at like a convenience store. We've got the CO2 custom tank we built in this episode, and then we have the amazing onboard air setup. Now keep in mind, guys, what we're doing for this test is it's pretty simple. We're gonna have each tire lowered down to 12 PSI, and we're gonna be bringing it back up to 32 PSI. That's what we run when we go off-roading, and that works best for us. 3 pumps, 3 timers, tons of fun. Let's go. There you have it, guys. The final test is complete. We had 2 clear winners here, the CO2 tank and the ARB onboard air setup. We won't even mention the 12-volt pump. The numbers, kind of speak for themselves there. But hey, we want to hear from you. What do you want to see us build in the upcoming episodes? Like, comment, leave some ideas below, and we will see you on the next episode of Overland at Home.